You've been invited to our conscious playground to play, to create, to access your flow, and to charge your inner being's light. Our physical world is full of manifestations, and isn't it fun when you get to go to a space where you get to visualize and share in a non-physical plane, where you can see things differently, remove obstacles, and connect to your highest, most exuberant self? Join Tomas and Lisa in our conscious playground and allow your soul to play. Let awareness, healing, and peace flow in your experience.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our conscious playground with Tomas and Lisa. We're ready to have some fun with you.
Definitely ready for fun and playgroundness.
Because that's a word, playgroundness. We can make things up. Yes.
This is where we're supposed to make things up. This is the place where it's so free and you're invited to make things up, because whenever we make things up, we automatically go, hey, I like that, or hey, that is so not me. Nope, not doing it. It's a perfect place to find out like what you want in your life.
Yeah, it really is. It's a processing place. It truly is a place to find out, yeah, what works for me, what doesn't work for me, and maybe why. Why does that not? It's self-discovery. It's huge.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's exactly why kids play in the first place, right? Like they're self-discovery and creation, because they think they might look at another kid playing with a ball and they're like, oh, I don't know how to do that yet, but it looks really cool and fun, and I want to do it. So now they're going to create them. They're going to go grab the ball and see what they can do.
Yeah, they are. And they might just throw it at another kid.
Yes, and they might find something else they'd like to do. Now,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things, you know what, today, I love this topic. Oh my gosh, I think we all need it. We all need this topic. This topic, I'll say it in one word, but then we're going to just pull it apart like a big ball of yarn. Okay.
Is it red yarn?
Well, it could be.
Okay.
I think everything's rainbow in my world. Yeah,
Oh.
but red's in the rainbow. Right?
Rainbow yarn. Well, that works.
So our word today, our fun thing what we're taking to the playground is processing. Processing.
All right. Yeah. So, well, because guys, Lisa loves to interview me, and I know she wants to interview me right now. But guess what? It's my turn, Lisa.
Oh!
When you think of processing, here's my interview question: what does that conjure up for you? What's processing look like?
Okay, first I get another word, which is compute.
Oh.
And I almost like I'm checking in with my own computer, my heart and my head. Does it make sense? Do I feel good about it? Does this make sense? Do I feel good about it? And it's this back and forth until like the Rubik's Cube. Oh, I love Rubik's Cube. Till the Rubik's Cube kind of makes at least one side. Come on, you got to have one side where all the stickers match. But to me, processing is really like often I used to call you up or message you and say, I need to process something. And the reason why I needed to process it was because it wasn't computing between my brain and my heart. There wasn't a click. So I needed to process. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's really true of a lot of people. And there's I like the way that you've described the heart and head connection as a computer, which it really is. So when a computer's not functioning, well, then the program doesn't work, or you can't save your files or something, and you waste several hours worth, or days, or years, decades, hopefully not decades, worth of time on something that is instantly evaporated. But I think that's really when I think about processing, there's a couple of different components, and one of them appears to be external, and the other one's internal. And then the external component, if you're thinking about processing what to do in business, maybe, or in a decision that you have to make in life, is okay, well, what's the benefit going to be to other people? And then there's the internal component of, okay, is this going to be okay with me? Right? Does this sit with me? Does it resonate with me? Am I comfortable with this thing?
Because processing if you think about it, it's usually when something new or different has come up, a change has been made in your world. Somebody has given you new circumstances, you've been placed in a new environment, something no longer works for you. So it's either broken or you've just outgrown it, or and now, and I love what you said, da, 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 part of processing is making decisions. And gosh, we just got to make them all day long, every day. They don't stop. But that time to say time out. Oh, we haven't even talked about time out on the playground yet, but time out. I need to process this. I need to sit with it. I need to be with it. I need to do something with it. And I
Mhm.
love that you said internally.
Yeah.
My interview question for you was,
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
I might be jumping the gun, but okay, so I'm gonna go for it anyways. So, okay, you need to process, I need to process, we all need to process, and then we need a place or a space to kind of do it. How did you recognize your strategy, your place, that your best way to process? How'd you
Mhm.
recognize
Well, I've known for, well, most of my life that I'm a verbal processor. Talk, 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 talk. And it doesn't make any difference if there's someone else for me to talk to. I'm still going to talk it out and talk and talk. And then when I had a dog, I would talk to the dog. I would talk to
it?
the dog and tell the dog about everything. And when there's no dog or cat or person, then I tell myself about everything. Yeah, verbal processing.
It. And so you would just talk and just so nobody has to listen. So that's good. So you didn't have to have ears, you didn't need feedback. You needed to audibly hear yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Does it sound different? Did it sound different? Did you process once you spat it out? You said the words. Were you hearing it differently? Is it land differently from saying it? Or was it a release?
What happens for me is, well, it's both. I mean, it both lands differently and it's a release. And there have been times where I've been processing things in my life where I did have another person to process that with. And really, what happens is often they didn't say much of anything at all, or might just ask a question to invite me to continue to process. And I never know if in their mind they're thinking, "Oh my God, won't this guy just shut up?" or something. But I mean, if you're a verbal processor and you're listening to this, well, you know what we're saying on this. But really, you reach a certain point. I mean, I just reached a certain point in the processing where something does click and where I reach a certain level of understanding with it. And it could be a certain feeling or a comfort level moving one direction or another. If I'm debating, let's say, something for work, whether to do it or not, as a result of processing, that answer will come one way or another.
Yes, an answer will come. Okay, I want to write that down. So clearly, because I just said that I want to write that down. I'm an interesting verbal processor. I am a verbal processor, but I need to draw pictures and see words, and I draw little diagrams, and then I look at it, and then like you talk to your dog when you had your dog, I need to turn around and teach it to my cats. Well, maybe not, I'm not teaching them actually, but as if I was explaining to them, I need to and then I need to be verbal again and explain it. So I need to talk it out, draw it, a word, a picture, and then repeat it. And but you said it. I love that. It's when something clicks and you reach a certain level of understanding, just enough to go, I get it. Okay, I can now decide if that's for me or not.
Mhm.
I feel good about it.
Yeah, and that's something that I've learned to make space for. This is something that's really, really important because I think when we talk about processing, there's so many people that don't feel like they have a place to process. It doesn't have to be with another person, but they might not have the mental space or the sonic space or the peace, the privacy maybe to do it. But there's a lot of people out there that need to process things, and it's an obstacle to their creativity because they don't have a place to do it in.
Yes, and I've got two more P words: permission and procrastination,
Hmm.
because it's like almost sometimes, when we say, I can't deal with that right now, you literally have just taken away your permission. I do not have time to deal with this, the headspace, the energy. I don't have
Hmm.
the answer. So I'm not even that close. I'm not even close enough that I can give myself permission. So that's one permission. Procrastination was, it's so big. There's so much to process that, and we don't have the space and we don't have permission, that now we procrastinate. And what you said earlier, Tomas, about hopefully it's not been decades, people have literally not given themselves the space, permission, or anything for decades. And now, first of all, imagine the accumulation, right, that you could have of content and
Yeah.
everything, and the stress. Oh my God, you're going to burst.
Yeah, I mean, I think of people that delay a breakup or a divorce for decades for various reasons, and then the explosion happens.
Bomb.
Hmm.
Or you finally sense this freedom, like, oh, because how many people we work with, people who like to have their own show and podcast, and they come to us with a lot of content,
Yeah.
and they're like, I just need to organize it. So there's processing, because question, is it possible to organize if we have not yet processed?
Hmm. Not on a deep level. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not really. Yes, on a surface level, but it's just organization in terms of making sure your calendar looks pretty.
Right.
It it's very surface level. It's not the depth of having really processed, having really thought about things, because we're frankly sometimes overwhelmed with options in the world. Everything comes at us. I mean, our social media feed blitzes us, the internet blitzes us, TV blitzes us. We're just bombarded with stimuli at all times, so we need to have processing space, whatever that looks like, in order to sift through what really matters. And if it's just the surface level stuff, then maybe we're checking off boxes, but we're not really making any lasting change in our lives.
Yes. When you said sift, I just remember being little and using the flour sifter just to fluff it up. But
Oh
anyways,
yeah.
same thing, it filters through. So we have to be aware of, what filters are we using? And I love that we had mentioned right from the beginning, our filters that we need to use is this useful to me? Am I in alignment to it? Is there any benefit to the world? Does the world need it? Do and then also, if those are like no's, then like chuck them, like, well, nicely, nicely
Mhm.
chuck them. But if you're done playing with the ball, let somebody else play with it and move on to the next. Get climb a tree, So I was in my playground there,
Mhm.
and I love that, because sorry, I didn't even finish that story. Well, here you go, jump back in. So when we've been working with clients that come to us with a lot of content, they love it all. And so they've kind of like done that parking lot thing, I'll put that idea here, here, and here. And then as they get to revisit it, and we hear them, they might not even know, like they sometimes they haven't even noticed that they're no longer energized by some of their content,
Yeah.
and they're supercharged by others. And it's so fun to be able to process that with people. They can
Mhm.
put it somewhere.
Right. Yeah, I think you nailed it, because sometimes people are just in love with everything, and some of it serves better than others.
Mm,
And yeah, I mean, some of it just has a higher vibration to it.
yeah. Depending on where you are in your own life,
Yeah.
right? So
Hmm.
that is, yeah. So are you processing anything right now? Not like now, but like, are you, it's a reveal all show today. Is there
Mm.
anything you're processing right now?
Well, I'm always processing something. So yeah, what I'm processing right now are things that I'm doing in work with my own spirituality, with the live stream that I have, and my own products, my own A Course in Miracles spiritual teaching products, such as a course that I'm putting out, online classes. So there's a lot of processing that goes into that in the business realm. So that's one example.
Yes. Yeah, I think career is a big one. Um, Processing. Yeah. Oh my gosh, health. I was thinking about, from career choices. Where my brain actually went to on your thing is, activities.
Mhm.
I think I really am processing which activities are most going to serve me, because I'll get on a kick. I shouldn't say a kick because I can go for 10 years, but I'll get on a kick where I think I'm so career focused that I'll let other things fall to the wayside a little bit. But I realize that I need those other things too. I need to get my activity in. I need to get my kitchen time in and fall in love with what I'm doing in there. I need to stop sometimes and rest. Do you know that? Oh, do you think that we need to even process our rest? Like, to know how we rest? Like, do you ever just like process that?
Yeah, I think people overlook that a lot. No, I do not do that. I am happy to flop on the floor and take a 15 to 20-minute nap, as you know. Yeah, and do that at any point in time and not feel the slightest bit guilty because what I'm doing is I'm regenerating myself. But people don't process whether it's rest or downtime or self-care. They don't. A lot of people don't process that as a product of living in the modern world and thinking we have to be going, 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 do, or else we're a bad human being, a horrible citizen, and we're going straight to hell, like directly to hell, if we're not going, 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 active all the time.
Racing, as we call it.
Mm. Yeah.
The word's coming up again for me here. Permission.
Mhm.
The permission to process. If we could call this, I would. This, I feel like the show needs that title.
That's what
But
it
the
is.
permission to process. And when you said, I kept thinking of that stop, drop, and roll. When you're on fire, well, you literally can become on fire when you're overwhelmed, when
Yeah.
you're content overloaded. I'm on fire. I need to stop, drop, and roll. Right? It's downtime. I need to, and that's processing. And
Mhm.
I think that's so. Yeah, the permission piece to process is often I'll be sitting and it looks like I'm doing nothing. And if somebody were to ask me, what are you doing? I'm processing. No, 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 I'm busy. Don't talk to me. I'm
Mhm.
busy. I'm processing. This is valuable. And it's also playful. So
Yeah.
let's tile this back into, I love the playground, because
Mhm.
our conscious playground is really where you and I have said, hey, I got something to like, I need to verbally process or talk about or play with. Okay, well, let's take it to the playground. So let's invite the listeners to think, what is it right now, if you gave yourself permission, and if we gave you, if Tomas and Lisa gave you permission right now, 4 minutes, not even 5, 4 minutes, that you could say, what is it you would love to just to have some time to process?
Mhm.
Like, what's been stressing you out or stopping you from making a decision and overwhelming you? What would you like to process? 4 minutes.
All right. Well, I am processing whether I'm going to take that nap today.
Oh, I
And
think you
yeah, yeah, I think that I probably will.
it's, yeah, get away from screen time.
Mhm.
There's so much value in processing. I've really learned this because things left a mess, things just left undone like that. I have something that I call the lumpy rug syndrome. And they say, "Oh, just put that under the rug, shove it under the rug."
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
eventually
yeah.
there's so many lumps under that rug, you are tripping all over that. You can't even have a good nap on it at that point.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. The lumpy rug, yes, and it sticks up and then yeah, it gets in the way. You trip on it, right? Because some of the lumps
Yeah.
become large and hardened and encrusted and they're like boulders and you trip on them and stub your toe and maybe start to bleed or something on the way. Yeah. I mean that's what unprocessed stuff is like because we just hang on to it and we
Right.
hang on to it and I mean if you're thinking as a listener about how you're processing, then uh, you'll know what works for you and what doesn't. And there are a lot of people that just hang on to the lumps, so to speak, until they grow and become really, really large and present legitimate obstacles.
Yes. Yeah. And before you even know it, and you're like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? This many years of this and that. So we absolutely, you guys, we're inviting you to bring it to the playground. Or inviting to bring it to the conscious playground, because in the conscious playground, you don't have to do anything. You can't go wrong. You can't fail. You come, you listen to the episodes, you get inspired, you reach out to us because there's something that you'd like to go through or discuss, or like, well, let's just put out an invitation, Thomas, to
Mhm.
message us, where, like, yeah, how do we want them to message us?
Well, how would you like people to message you?
Hmm. I could be emailed. I don't want to say Facebook Messenger, but you can totally, obviously. but I love emails too. And I'm really easy. Lisa at lightonliving.com. That's LIVING living. Well, I forgot the light. LIGHT.
Mhm.
Light
Yeah.
on living. You know what? We're gonna put the link anyways. And then Tomas, are you gonna be emailed or?
Yeah, you can reach me via email, Tomas, Tomas, at tomasgarza.com. And again, this will be in the show write-up. That's a good email address for me. And we love your questions. Now, if you have questions for us, if you'd like to process some of your own content, and one of the things that Lisa and I love to do is we love to hop on a call with anyone that wants to go through some of their content. And we often do it in the context of podcasting. But this is something that we really, really enjoy because, at least as you mentioned earlier, people sometimes are in love with everything and they realize that they can't take action on everything. So, what stands out?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I just had this vision. If you guys can relate to this, if you've got a closet with a bunch of stuff in it, a bunch of clothes in it, and you could only bring a suitcase right now because that's what you're going to take action on, right? Your suitcase is your take action clothes. And the rest of the clothes, they're still great. They still fit. They're there. You'll use them next season. But we're looking for the suitcase of take action clothes.
All right. Yeah. Well, item number one is I'm grabbing my passport. That's coming with me.
Okay, you can grab that.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
and number two, I'm grabbing a Visa or MasterCard.
All right. Yeah. No, we're definitely going to grab that. I'm going to grab at least a couple pairs of underwear.
All right.
Hmm.
Or bathing suit, depending on when you're going. But
Oh,
these are like
definitely.
your take action pieces. So yeah, the call, you know what? We do this for free. It's just for fun because we do love processing. We love coaching, we love supporting, we love listening, we love showing up. That's what we love to do.
Mhm.
Tomas and I will always show up on the playground for you guys. And so whether it's a question you like for us to do to cover a topic on our conscious playground, if you just have a question in general, if you like to have a call with us, we can book you in and just we'll chat on the phone for 30 minutes. Good old fashioned phone call. You don't have to be seen or anything. We love audio. and just we invite you to always like the shows that we're listening to. Let us know that you do enjoy it. Share them with people. Subscribe to our podcast here.
Absolutely.
We love your support. We love showing up here.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. And this is something that we're really looking forward to. Our Conscious Playground has taken on a lot of different versions and different external manifestations. And we're really, really happy to have this here as a podcast. So definitely subscribe and share it out. This is available anywhere you listen to podcasts, Podbean, Apple, Spotify, Google, you name it. Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, this has been fun. Thanks for coming out, Tomas.
No. Well, thank you for coming. And it's 90 plus degrees Fahrenheit here. It's in the
Ooh.
30s, so the slide's a little hot, guys. At your own risk. Okay.
Ooh. Burnt butt cheeks. All right. Okay.
There you go.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us.